Hey guys, it's Kirfyx, and this is a vlog which I've not done before, so this is a new thing. I just wanted to talk about, because I haven't really properly spoken to you guys before, so this is one of those things. I just wanted to talk about a few things. Firstly, my YouTube channel. This is my first time actually trying to release videos to the public and, as a form of entertainment and such. What I intended for it to be was that, I was intending it to be for purposes of entertainment, to, keep you guys entertained and everything. But what I've noticed, after surfing a lot of YouTube, following a few Twitters that are related to gaming and whatnot, that the Let's Play community obviously is very hard to pierce through. Like, if you want to be popular in a Let's Play thing, which I didn't intend to be, by the way, you'd have to put in a lot of commitment. You have to spend a lot of time doing Let's Plays, editing videos, editing thumbnails, putting them up, advertising, and whatnot. And there were several barriers to me doing this. Firstly is that I don't want to dedicate a Let's Play. I don't want to dedicate to it as a career because I personally feel that in Australia there's not that many openings for anything game related. Oceania is a very small little contained bubble. And while we may be very interested in what happens in the whole gaming industry and everything, our gaming industry itself is quite small. I mean, that doesn't really affect Let's Players' careers per se, but at the same time, I don't want to do something that isn't so widely acknowledged in Australia as it is in America. Secondly is that I'm not too sure about what I want to do as a career, so definitely I want to keep my options open. And committing to just putting all my eggs in one basket isn't the right thing to do. What I wanted for my YouTube was I think my own commentary. I wanted to improve my own commentary, my day-to-day way of speaking to people, because normally when I speak, I have this tendency to pause a lot, not to think everything out through very well. And you might notice that in some of my videos where I tend to stop what I'm doing or saying and then interrupt it with another thought, and then I'd lose track of what I was speaking about before. And the purpose of commentating and talking about things that aren't sometimes related to the game, or things that are related to the game, and switching back and forth, was to build up my own, how do I say this? It's my way of improving my brain cognition somehow, so it's that kind of thing is applicable to real life. And I wanted to start off with a Let's Play that would help me build those skills up for future. Not just as a Let's Player, but also as a career thing. And not only that, I wanted to also exhibit my own, in quotes, creativity, which is I draw all my own thumbnails. I also, want to put in my own kind of, like, display my personality out to the world so everyone could see it and appreciate it or not appreciate it, purely up to people. Yeah, after a while of recording, scratch that thought. I was going to talk about another thing about not becoming a Let's Player and trying to broadcast myself out to the world is that I don't feel like my material is good enough to be broadcasted out there just yet. There are several barriers for this. Firstly, female Let's Players are not very widely acknowledged. There are very few of them. You will rarely hear any, in quotes, good ones around YouTube. And if they are, people will have to deliberately put in the effort to find these female YouTubers. And it's actually quite hard to do if you don't have any kind of like Twitter references or like Googling. You have to Google pretty hard to find some pretty good female Let's Players. I myself really don't want to advertise because of well, firstly, being judged straight on the get-go, which is hard to deal with. Another thing is that I don't want my personal friends and family or whatever to really find out about the things that I do on YouTube, because I already have an impression for them. They already know, they already have this rough idea of what I'm like. And when I advertise this YouTube, which I like may or may not continue into the indeterminable amount of future, I don't want this YouTube to like impact my friendships with other people, and I don't want them to put pressure on me or like expect me to be like a particular kind of person, which I may or may not be, because I like to keep things the way they are normally. I don't want anything to be too badly affected, and that's why I do what I do, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, I also don't like the idea of self-promotion. I don't like being like, oh, you know, you're friends with me, so you have to do this, or I'm, you know, if you are friends with me, you should do this, or else I won't be friends with you anymore. It's nothing like that at all. And yeah, I don't want to put like, you know, requirements for friendships and stuff like that as well. I'm very out of the way. I don't like to get in people's way based on what I want, which is bit it's doesn't help that I want to, you know, like further myself somehow, but at the same time I don't really want to further myself. So this YouTube is kind of being like a humble thing, like a trying to advertise and at the same time not advertise, because it doesn't know whether or not it wants to be progressed forward. Because of all these mixed objectives of my YouTube channel, it's starting to get to my head that I don't know what kind of commentary I want to put up. I don't know what people expect of me, but I shouldn't be worrying about that, because not a lot of people are expecting anything from me anyway, since it's such a small, humble little channel. But yeah, like, sometimes I do get a little muddled up as to what I really want out of the channel, what I want to present to the channel, and it does give me a headache sometimes. And that's just what I wanted to put out, that like, I really want my YouTube to progress forward. I want to show all the creativity, in quotes, creativity that I have, you know, like drawing thumbnails, actually commentating, playing games, singing. I do a bit of singing. I did a little mix of singing before, but I haven't published it up because I haven't done any animation to link with the singing. Yeah, so I just wanted to like put all that out there, and I wanted to also feel like I've achieved something. That's, to me, that's quite important as well. Yeah, so it's a mixed bag of feelings. Just wanted to put that out there, and I don't know how to really progress with my YouTube. But when I do find out what I want to do, you guys will certainly know. It's just, I am very uncomfortable with self-promotion, so if other people find my content interesting and they promote it, I'm more than happy to, you know, let that happen. But for myself to advertise, it just doesn't feel right. So what else has been happening with me? I've been going through exam periods. I have 3 exams in total, all of which are based on psychology. And the first exam went alright. It was a multiple choice. It was completely multiple choice. It was fine. This second exam is statistics, which is half multiple choice, half short answer. That's alright too. But the topic that I'm most concerned with is the one that's afterwards. I only have 4 days to study for that one, based on the exam timetable. And that's giving me like a bit of anxiety. Exam periods in general give me anxiety, which is why I'm struggling. I myself am struggling mentally, because I'm thinking I really, really want to, you know, do all this YouTubing stuff right now, but I can't because I've got all this work to do. And it actually comes to certain periods where I'm thinking, I'm getting too carried away with all these ideas about YouTube that I actually lose sleep. And sometimes I actually need to take like a few sleeping pills to get myself back into an actual sleeping cycle. yeah, those are a few concerns, but I'm progressing through. The footage I'm using right now for this vlog is Mini Metro, which I should have introduced earlier, but this is Mini Metro. I tried to do a commentary on this, but it didn't go so well because this is my first time playing it. With strategy games, I have this tendency to get extremely absorbed in the game. So when I don't do any commentary and I can play a strategy game for hours on end and not utter a single word because my brain is trying to put all its processes into actually concentrating on the game, which makes it challenging for me to do commentary on strategy games because it's hard for me to explain what I'm doing when the thought of what I was actually doing has passed a few seconds ago. If that makes any sense. Like, my brain thinks faster than when it should speak, and that makes it hard for me to concentrate on new tasks. But that's the sole reason I upload on YouTube, or started to. That was my idea. So I might try out strategy game uploads. They might not be great, but I'm probably gonna play the strategy game first before I actually upload any footage related to said games, just so I get the hang of things. With Mini Metro, this game was, I'll just talk about the game now. This game was on Steam. It's an early access, so you can buy it for really cheap right now. I think it's in the flash sale. I bought it as soon as I saw it in the flash sale because it's also, it's really cheap, obviously, in the early access flash sale. But also, I really love strategy games, so I bought this because it was a strategy game. What I was surprised about was that the download was actually 46 megabytes, so when I'm downloading it, I just leave Steam to download on the side, but once it completed, it like popped up 5 to 10 minutes later, and I was like, whoa, holy crap, that's really fast. Because Australian internet isn't great, firstly, and secondly, I don't expect games to download that fast. But Mini Metro, obviously, as you can see, has very low graphical requirements, so it's just a few dots, few colors, and it's still really pretty nonetheless. There's no audio for the game. It's still in early access. I'm assuming they're trying to find some audio for the game, and in the settings there's actually the blacked out word for audio, which means that you can't click on it, which means there is obviously no audio. What else can I say? There's surprisingly an option for English UK and English US, which I was really happy with because, you know, because the US is so predominant in everything, most spellings for things will automatically autocorrect to US. But in UK they actually let you change the settings, and if you notice, I'll show you some footage of it right now. If you switch from English UK to English US, the word colorblind adds a U in it. And I mean, that satisfies my inner nerd, but it's also quite redundant, which is pretty funny to me. Yeah, that's all I have to talk about, really. That took a load off my back. Oh, also one more thing about YouTube uploading. The reason sometimes that I don't upload that fast is for several reasons. Firstly, I'm really busy sometimes in daily life, so that impedes upon my uploading, obviously. So, like, you know, exams, for instance. That's why most things have gone to a standstill. Another thing is that I do sometimes switch between where I live. So sometimes I'll stay at my place, which is mostly the hub for everything that I upload. My blue snowball is here. My other equipment is here. So that's usually where I do all the uploads and stuff. Second thing is that, sorry, not second thing. When I go over to this other place, which is my boyfriend's place, there's nothing there for me. I don't take my snowball back and forth. My boyfriend has his own gaming rig, which I don't touch because it's his gaming rig, and it's very complicated for me to use because he uses two computers, like actual motherboard computers. For want of explaining it better. Yeah, so he uses one for like Skype and all this other work, and then he uses a complete gaming rig for his gaming. And he's very occupied with GTA these days, GTA 5 on PC. So I don't want to like touch that at all. And obviously there's a problem with, you know, commentating at someone else's house because he lives with his parents and I don't want to be too loud, too noisy, take up an entire room just to upload my own stuff. I don't want to be selfish like that. So when I upload, it's at my place. When I edit videos, it's at my place. Most things will be done at my place. Yeah. Also the whole thumbnails thing. Because I wanted to use thumbnails primarily, like video thumbnails primarily, as my own way of perfecting my drawing. Sometimes I won't upload or publish videos until the thumbnail is done. And that does put like a lot of delay on things because firstly, I'm not a good drawer, so that means I draw and redraw and I color and recolor. Even the results aren't that great, but like it's still, as long as it feels complete to me, then I'll publish things. And I'm very ambitious in what I want to do, so like for thumbnails I want to be like, okay, the first 5 videos will have the one thumbnail and then several videos afterwards will have different thumbnails to spice things up, which means I have more drawing requirements. And that means things will slow down considerably. Another thing is that I am very used to drawing on paper, but I have a tablet pen and I need to use that if I want to have, you know, actual crisp computer graphics. Drawing on a tablet, I can tell you now, is definitely not the same as drawing on paper. Even if you have the compact Cintiq, which on the tablet it actually shows you the screen in front of you on the drawing surface and you draw on the screen technically. Even that, the calibration is slightly off, so I can't even work with a tablet like that. Like, there is no substitute for pen and paper drawing. And that does affect my drawing quality, and it upsets me greatly, but I still have to work with that. Because I'm an absolute amateur drawer. So this like little minute detail it impacts me pretty hard. Yeah, that's also, so the thumbnail drawing thing is a reason why uploads are also slow. So yeah, I just wanted to put everything out there. I did say I finished my vlog like a few moments ago, but apparently I haven't. You can see that I'm talking a lot faster when I'm doing vlogs as opposed to when I'm actually playing games and commentating, which furthers my point that I need to get used to being able to process what I'm doing and speak at the same time. And I just need to also have reminded myself that that was the reason I uploaded on YouTube. So that's like burned in my mind now. I want to thank everyone who's been watching my content as of late. Because I know that I don't advertise this channel broadly. I have 5 subscribers, 4 of which are really old subscribers from previous days when I didn't really upload anything at all. It's just the friends subscribers list. I want to thank people who are sitting on that subscriber list right now that are actually watching the things that I do. So thank you so much for that. After most of these exams, I've got a whole line of Steam games lined up. I have Antichamber that was on sale for $2 US that I picked it up. Don't Starve Together, I'm going to be playing that with my boyfriend or my friends, and I'm going to upload that and it's going to be awesome. And I don't know how that's going to turn out because my boyfriend might get nervous or my friends might get nervous about being recorded, but it's completely fine. There's Project Zomboid, I got gifted to me. I haven't touched that. Gunpoint, I said I was going to play a long time ago, but I haven't. Because I was trying to postpone these really good games for the purposes of trying to calibrate my sound and my video quality, but that actually took a while to calibrate. So like for Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, halfway through, so like about 6 or 7, the episodes before 6 or 7, the audio kept varying, so I was switching, I kept switching between my Blue Snowball settings, because in the back there's 1, 2 and 3 twiddles, and I'd constantly switch between 1 and 3, and then I'd also constantly change the way that I edited audio, but then I finally decided on separating the recording of audio from video, so then I could edit audio better, and so at about 6 or 7, the audio gets considerably better. But at 8, so at episode 8, the video gets much better. So that's been hampering my yeah. So once I took that leap from like not so great audio and video to like much better audio and video, I might be confident enough to do other games. Because like, you know, once you've recorded it and once you've recorded your first time reaction to a game, there's no going back. Like, you can't experience something. You experience it first, you have an instant reaction, and that's the way it's going to be recorded. So I really didn't want to pull risks with these games, because I feel like they're probably really good games and I don't want to ruin that experience. I might have gone on like several tangents, I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, that's things right now. And thanks for listening again. I'll talk to you guys when I can. Don't hesitate to like tell other friends about my channel if you find it interesting. Tell them to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter's kind of a little empty right now. The 10 followers that I have are mostly people who want them for me to follow back. Those kinds of people. And not really anyone who knows me per se. Speak to you guys directly or indirectly in the future. Bye!